What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What is up?
Woo!
We're here. Let's go.
We're
Josh,
here.
That was a hot one today. Yeah, next
That's a lot of warm-up to that.
Let's go.
I like how all three of us just kind of sat there silently waiting for Josh to, no one was going to interrupt him. We had to see where it was going. Guys, also joining us today is a very special guest. We've got Felix Sharp on with us today. For those of you that do not know Felix, you can find him on Twitter at Sharp Review. It is right there below his handsome face. He's one of the co-founders of Campus 2 Canton, which just celebrated 1 year in existence. So congrats on the 1 year anniversary for Campus Canton. I know you guys have put a ton of work into that. And guys, make sure you check out Campus Canton everywhere. You can find them on their website, Campus to Canton. They're on Twitter, Campus to Canton. They've got a podcast feed with all of their awesome content where you can find Felix on the Devy debate and all of their other content that they're putting out there. And then Felix is also the star of their YouTube channel, Campus to Canton as well. Felix, thank you so much for joining us today, my man.
I appreciate the invitation. C2C leagues are the future, man. If you love college football and you're like, I need some more, you need to get in Campus to Canton leagues. Essentially what it is a combined NFL Dynasty League and college Dynasty League. So you get to start, whoever your favorite college player is right now, Jamison Williams or Isaiah Spiller or Breece Hall, you could have had them rostered last year and scoring points for you. And so it's essentially two leagues in one, a college league and an NFL league. And when your players declare for the NFL draft, they're added to your NFL roster. So, whoever your favorite player is out there, whether, you want Bijan Robinson, well, in C2C leagues, Bijan Robinson's already drafted, Traylon Burks already.
So I can get all my Clemson
rostered.
guys.
So you can get all of
guys.
I don't know if there are any Clemson guys that people want right now. Will Shipley, Bo Collins, maybe Cade Klubnik, but you can have those guys rostered. And I'm telling everybody, just like Superflex, 5-10 years ago, that was the future. We believe that Campus to Canton leagues are the future because people are looking for more football, and you can find it with Campus to Canton leagues.
I mean, it makes sense. We're seeing Devy really kicked up in popularity, and this kind of just takes it to another notch. You're already putting in the research for these Devy players, right?
Absolutely.
Already putting in this research, learning about them. Why not play a league with them as well at the same time? Right. I love the concept. I think I gotta make the jump to get into one of those leagues this offseason.
I feel like if we did one of those leagues with our listeners, they would just 100% just steal all the Clemson players.
Oh, without a doubt. They would know that we want them.
And we would have
you
no
guys. But according to Felix, maybe it would be to the detriment of their teams.
Yeah. You guys start a league with your listeners, and all three of you get free C2C subscriptions to the site. So,
hey, you hear that, listeners? We're gonna
get something going.
You guys are gonna get us free subscriptions to the site. Thank
you guys are gonna get us.
And Felix,
congratulations to us.
Congratulations to us. Guys, we brought Felix on today to play some poll perception. It's the game where we test your knowledge of the public's perception of the fantasy landscape. Before we get into that, though, we got some people in the chat ready to play. Scott Fish already in here with his first guess of the day, 24%.
Good guess.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you're right, Scott. Peaked in high school saying time to perceive some things. What's up, Alex? Welcome in.
We will see.
And but Simon needs to stop hitting on guests. Sorry, just couldn't control myself, Felix. Could not control myself with that big Campus to Canton banner behind you. We got Albert in here saying, good afternoon. What's up, Albert? Glad to have you here. And everybody's least favorite 7th grade language arts teacher, Miss Langley. Welcome in, Miss Langley.
Ooh, Miss Langley.
J-Well's got some motivation for us today, but he made a little PG-13, J-Well. Come on, if you're trapped in the dream of the other, you're effed. J-Well, I don't know what you're getting at here. I liked your one yesterday. And Sully said,
wait. Dreams feel real while we're in them. It's only when we wake up that we realize something was strange, So
maybe for you.
Simon's like, is he going to say something else? He didn't really make any points.
We got Sully in here saying, who started on time? These guys. Check that out, Sully. Take your 1 extra minute you thought you had and shove it in your pipe and smoke it. Jay, what's up? Welcome in. He said, shots fired. Nobody wants Clemson players, JL.
Get out of here. Nobody wants you, Jay.
Not right now. Not right now.
Hey, guys, my Clemson bias paid off for me this year, JL as well. I think we probably had more exposure to Mike Williams and Hunter Renfrow than most people in this. Oh, you got your Clemson $2 bill?
Got my Clemson $2 bill right here. Yeah.
You just had that ready, or did you know we were Clemson guys? And you were.
I did not know you were Clemson guys, but I got that from the U of L game when they came here. A fan gave it to me, so it's sitting right here next to my computer.
Very
I got to get it
cool.
framed. Yeah,
that's
very
awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome. I've got one right behind me as well, framed with my diploma. Threw it in there with the diploma. For those of you guys that don't know, it was a tradition that was started when Georgia Tech tried to cancel the home and home series with Clemson back in I don't remember. I think it was the 80s. They tried to cancel the home and home series. So to show how much of an economic impact Clemson had on the Atlanta economy, every single Clemson fan only paid with $2 bills with a Clemson paw stamped on them. And the series was continued. So from that point on, it became a tradition. If you're traveling to away games, you stop by a bank in Clemson, South Carolina first. They'll give you a whole stack of $2 bills with Clemson paws stamped on them, and you can pay with nothing but those whenever you go away to make everyone wonder if you're paying with counterfeit money.
That's a great tradition. Great tradition.
It's fun. I love it.
Alex, that's why you gotta love college football. What?
Yeah.
I don't ever see any Detroit Lions $2 bills rolling around here. So I mean, you gotta love college football.
You do. Just these arbitrary traditions that people buy into all the way. Alex, you are going to be more than whelmed. I won't go as far as overwhelmed, but you're going to be beyond whelmed a little bit when you go to Clemson right there.
I expect to be whelmed.
I wasn't even sure whelmed was actually a word. I don't think I've ever heard that used in a sentence before. But is that still a good thing? It still means you're in there. You're
Have we
experiencing
confirmed
it.
it?
It's too much experience.
If you're overwhelmed, it's too much. If you're underwhelmed, that's not enough.
So just right.
So
just right is just whelmed. I'm whelmed.
The definition of whelm is engulf, submerge, or bury someone or something.
Makes a ton of sense, yeah.
So I get to check out Clemson for a conference at the end of the month. I expect to be buried, submerged, and engulfed. Okay.
Or engulfed.
Gotcha.
I guess the reflection pond is deep enough that
it could happen.
Be submerged.
That could happen anywhere, honestly. So.
There's even a lake on campus. We've got a campus beach. You could definitely be submerged
there.
I got to shout out Rob's comment down there. Rob's comment.
Lions $2 bills are worth 25 cents. That's true. The second that stamp goes on them. And then Miss Langley said a Detroit Lions $2 bill is also known as a Jared Goff. You just got Langleyed. We're not making that a thing, Miss Langley. No one else is getting Langleyed ever again. Guys, we brought Felix here today to play some poll perception. Before we get started, though, a couple reminders. Number one, if you're not already following our man Felix over on Twitter, go and do that right now. He's on Twitter at The Sharp Review, and that is Sharp like his last name, SHRPE. It's got that E on it, or Sharper Review, maybe. Is that how would you pronounce it, Felix? Sharp Review, SHARPE Review, Sharp Review. Don't forget that E. Guys, it's very important. After you follow Felix, if you're already watching this video, that means you are already on our YouTube or Twitch channels. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you are on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that like button on this video. It's the easiest way to show your support for what we are doing over here. And Josh has a cry session scheduled for tonight, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. But if you guys subscribe, he'll probably cancel it and replace it with a Halo session, I think, where he was going to play some Halo. But it's all up to you guys.
Sounds sweet. Either way.
I got you. Yeah.
It's all up to you guys. And poll perception, Josh Fuster, Karen. Josh, you have taken over the Karen mantle from Come Here Now Beach 89 today. Just so you know, you are now the show's Karen.
You know what? I don't appreciate that. I want to talk to someone about this. All right. This
By the way, I put in a poll who's going to win poll perception today. Simon, Josh, Felix. Josh, you got 0% of the votes. 0%. I don't know that we've ever had this. 14 votes. Simon and Felix, you guys 50-50. Split.
We know how these elections are stolen now. Come on now. That's,
listen up. I think people just are tired of watching me win when it comes down to it. I've been on a little bit of a hot streak lately. Speaking of Felix, are you ready to lose today? Because I'm ready to take you down.
I'm ready.
Speaking of Felix.
All right.
Is this like whose line is it ananyway where the points don't matter? Is it or do the points?
We were just talking about that yesterday. We were. Yeah. Kind of like that, except if I win, they matter. If I don't, then
yes.
Guys, before we get started, I want to explain the rules of this game to everybody watching and Josh, because I know he always forgets them. How this game works is before the show today, JL found 7 NFL or fantasy related polls on Twitter. I apologize. It was all that Popeyes for lunch, just coming back for its revenge.
I can smell it.
Yeah, I bet you can. I can too. JL found 7 polls about the NFL or fantasy football on Twitter or around the interwebs. They could be from Reddit or other places. We've had it from there before. But what he is going to do is he is going to propose one of these polls to one of our contestants. He may ask me, What percentage of people chose side A in this poll? It's always going to be side A that you're guessing whenever the poll is presented to you. I'm going to set the line. So I'm going to give the percentage that I think chose side A. Let's say I set it at 60%. Josh and Felix, you guys would then be responsible for guessing whether the actual answer, the actual percentage of people that chose side A is over or under my guess. Under. I'm going to get points, more points the closer I am. If I'm 15 away, I'll get 1. If I'm exactly on, I'll get 10. Any more than 15, you get 0. It scales in between there at increments of 5. You guys will get points, 2 points if you correctly pick the over under. We will go through 6 rounds like this. And then in the 7th and final round, all of us will be guessing a number for side A. Whoever is the closest will get 5 points unless they nail it right on the head, at which point they will get 10. The person with the most points at the end of that 7th round is our poll perception champion. You guys ready?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
One more time.
All right, let's go.
That was awesome. I don't think anyone's ever said that before, but I love that.
We got Joey in here. What's up, Joey? Glad to have you here. And Jay Will said, I just think no one likes rooting for Josh because he's always trash talking the guests unprovoked.
Listen, I did not trash Felix. Do you feel like I trash talk you? Or
no, absolutely not.
Fun,
absolutely
right?
not. You guys have been wonderful hosts. So
trash can't trash talk.
That's what I thought, Jay Wall. That's what I thought.
We got Kaysen in here. So Josh absolutely violated by that poll.
0.
Absolutely. And Davis, what's up, Davis?
For you, Josh.
No, Davis said, don't mind me. I'm just lurking.
I can't vote in the poll. It's got to be impartial, but I voted for you in my heart. That's the difference.
You wouldn't have anyways. So
I would have completely, Josh. I would have saw that the results and been like, I had to.
And coming now, Beach89, he corrected it, but I guess we have a new payout method, Robux, for the popular game Roblox. So if you win today, you'll get Robux faxed to you from Josh.
Courtesy of Come Here Now.
Yeah, give me your fax number. I'll fax you some Robux for sure. Just hit me with your fax number or Bitcoin if you prefer, but I prefer you. I'm sure you want Robux.
All right.
Robux are on eyes.
Good day, Sean. Good day.
And then this actually made me laugh a little bit when we had Sully come in and say, Josh 0%. I'll take the other.
JL, I'm going to hand it off to you. You're running the game today. What order are we going in?
All right. The order is Josh, Simon, Felix. Josh,
hey,
Simon,
all right.
Felix.
I'm cool with that.
Go ahead and add these down here. I said Josh, and then I said Simon.
And then you said Felix.
No, you're wrong. I said Felix.
Well, okay, I was wrong. You said Josh, Simon, and Felix.
Yeah.
So I did miss a word in there.
Yes,
You're absolutely correct.
So, Josh, you are going first in this here game of poll perception. Are you prepared?
I'm pretty sure I went first the last 2 times, and guess who won the last 2 times?
Probably not you. All right, Josh, here is your poll. Here is your poll for you, your poll that you have to guess on. This is it. Here it comes. This is the poll in which you need to make your guess.
I want you to say it.
Okay. All right, here it's Dynasty PPR.
Tired of waiting. Okay.
Who would you rather roster, Travis Etienne or J.K. Dobbins? What percentage of the public chose Travis Etienne in this poll, Josh?
So I'm extremely confident that it's going to go towards the J.K. Dobbins side. I think from what I've seen in our mock drafts, in my drafts, in the rankings I've seen, J.K. Dobbins is almost always being rated ahead of Travis Etienne. Now, they both missed last year because that for injuries that knocked them out the whole entire year. But when we break down their situation, J.K. Dobbins is in a much better situation. Travis Etienne's on maybe the worst team in the NFL right now with the Jaguars. And he's got, I think, more competition to deal with. So I think it's going to be pretty heavy on J.K. Dobbins' side when it comes down to it. I love playing in my 9s, guys. I love playing in my 9s. So it's like, which 9 do I want to go with? I don't feel comfortable going to 18%, even though I could see that happening. I think I'm going to go 27. I'm considering 36. I think that's a little high. I'm going to go 27.
Final answer? 27 is your guess. That is a line. Yeah. Simon, was the actual percentage over or under Josh's guess of 27%?
I think that's a really good guess. And Josh, you broke it down pretty well. If James Robinson hadn't gotten injured, I think this would be even more lopsided on the J.K. Dobbins side, but it opens up some sort of window for Travis Etienne to have that opportunity depending on when James Robinson is ready to go, right? And it wasn't a minor injury either, but neither was Travis Etienne. It's like, there's just a lot of mess here. Travis Etienne was a Liz Frank, right? And then J.K. Dobbins was torn Achilles.
I think it's ACL for J.K.
Was it? Okay.
I think.
Yeah, ACL for J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins. Okay. It was James Robinson had the torn Achilles, right? And that's what I was thinking.
And so did Cam Akers.
Yeah. Actually, man, Josh, that's such a good line.
You're right.
I'm just debating. I'm gonna go.
It's a tough one. I said good lines around here, guys.
Yeah, you said a great line. I'm going to take the under. I think I'm going to take the under. You went a little bit lower than I had hoped, but I'll take the under here.
Simon taking the under. Felix, do you think the actual percentage was over or under Josh's guess? 27%.
It's a really good guess. And we talk about, it's not just J.K. Dobbins. Josh, you talked about his situation. Well, Baltimore has run for over 3,000 yards as a team twice here recently. And so you're going to take the running back who's going to get a lot of carries. I know that there's some questions about whether or not J.K. Dobbins can catch the ball, but we don't know the answer to that question yet. I think he has a higher ceiling. J.K. Dobbins, coming out of high school, is one of the most athletic running backs at his position. You can just go ahead and look at his ESPN recruiting page. Even though he didn't test at the combine, he still had a good baseline of athleticism. So I really like J.K. Dobbins. I've been trying to trade for him everywhere that I can. And so, but 27 is a good number. 27 is a good number. I'm going to go. I think I have to go over. I think I have to go slightly over. Ever so slightly. It might be like 29% or something like that. So I'm gonna go. Especially with the Robinson injury, someone could perceive that Travis Etienne is a bell cow and they kind of more share the carries in Baltimore. So give me slightly, ever so slightly.
Taking the over, Josh. You split the room here, buddy.
I feel good about that.
Your guess is 27%.
And to Felix's point, I believe J.K. Dobbins was a pretty substantial track star, at least in high school. I can't remember if he actually played track in college as well. But yeah, he is a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, I wish I could pull it up right now, but I'm pretty sure that J.K. Dobbins had the highest spark score coming out of the opening at his position. So if you just look up ESPN recruiting J.K. Dobbins, you'll be able to see all of his testing results. And again, I think that he had the highest spark score coming out.
Man, I'm sitting here thinking I need to just we need to be working with these Campus to Canton guys more because they know their shit when it comes to college players. Know what I mean? Like these college players, and it's college player season right now heading into the NFL draft.
It's always.
I guess if we're talking about athletes, though, Etienne in his own right is an amazing athlete. So explosive as hell. Just really hasn't shown anything on the field.
So what college did Etienne go to? I can't remember what college Etienne.
They were good, whatever college they were.
Yeah, whatever college it was. I bet they won a national title. They were not so good. They had really
J.K.
nice
Dobbins
jerseys.
coming out of high school ran a 4.4. He had the best spark rating, which is 146.76. He also had a vertical jump of 43.1. So that's ESPN recruiting. He's just a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, very good.
I think I can jump 12.
I'll be right back.
All right, we had some good. I guess I gotta wait for him to do the reveal. With his...
Let's go!
Hey! There we go.
All right. We had some good guesses in the chat. I put them up on the screen. They're there for everybody to see. The actual percentage people who chose Travis Etienne in this poll as the player they'd rather roster was 22%.
Oh,
22%.
Good line. That's a really good line.
Very good line. You were within
I don't think anyone
5.
in the chat went lower than 27%.
No, it made me feel weird going lower because no one else in the chat did, except for Scott and Spirit with 24%.
Of course. I mean, that was. Did Scott even say 24%? Like
at the very beginning, very beginning, before we revealed the poll, and somehow that was the most accurate guess out of anybody in the chat or on the screen was Scott Fish's guess before anybody saw the poll.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
All right, Josh, it's going to give you 5 points because you were within 5 percentage points. Simon, you're going to get 2 for correctly guessing the over under, and Felix, you're going to get your chance for redemption here in this next round. You guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it. In case you said my dumb ass was trying to figure out if you were being sarcastic about where Travis went to college. Well.
All right, Simon, this one is your poll.
Give me a good one.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. All right. Who would you prefer to build your dynasty team around? Jonathan Taylor, Devante Williams, and DeAndre Swift, or Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb? What percentage of the public chose side A as the players they would prefer to build their dynasty team around?
This is funny.
This is going to be close to 50-50.
This is the worst poll for me because this is not even a question in my mind. Like the answer should be 0% A in my mind. It should be 100% B to build around these superstar stud young wide receivers. You can fucking figure out running back in the rookie draft, waiver wire. Like just figure it out. Like I'm livid already at the results of this poll, and I don't even know what they are.
The results, but he knows he's going to be upset.
Why is this my poll? I'm I'm going to go higher than I think, but it's probably still not going to be.
This is actually a really cool question, though. Good job, whoever put this.
I don't hate running backs. I like running backs. I just think when you're building a dynasty team, it makes a lot more sense to build around these young wide receivers. Man, I'll go.
He's struggling so much.
We'll go with the 3-5 crew. I'm going to go 35%. 3-5 and straight vibing.
35%. Final answer.
Yeah, lock it in.
35%.
That's 35% on B.
On A.
On A. He would say 35% chose the running backs here.
Okay. Sully, thank you. Sully said Simon is 1000% correct, and Jay said no one ever. Yes, Sully, you might be the first person to say that.
You might be.
Miss Langley definitely didn't say it.
All right. So, Simon, you guess 35% of people chose Jonathan Taylor, Devante Williams, and DeAndre Swift side of this poll. Felix, we're coming to you first. Do you think the actual percentage is over or under Simon's guess of 35%?
You guys are veterans at this game because it's really tough to. That's a good line. I would put the line right there in the 30s, and so I'm going to go under. But I do want to throw in here some campus to Canton knowledge. Devante Williams, one of these players who kind of had a monster junior season in campus to Canton leagues. In a startup, you could get him, and these are deep rosters. You could get him in like the 35th plus round, and you look around and like, all right, here's a running back who's 220 plus pounds. Again, his sophomore season, he had some good production, but then also caught 18 balls or whatever it was as a sophomore. And so he's like, yeah, this is a guy that we should take a shot on. Of course, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, members of that 2019 LSU team that where Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdown passes. So I agree that you got to build around the wide receivers here because, you give yourself a longer window to win championships. And look, you can get Elijah Mitchell, you can get Ramondre Stevenson. If you had those two, I mean, you would be that team would be dominant if you added
this wide receivers. With that
wide receiver core. So Ramondre Stevenson, one of my favorites though, too. By the way,
the Rhino,
RB1 in Dynasty. I'm going under. I'm going under the 35.
Going under. All right, Joshua, over or under? Simon's guess 35%.
No, I love what you're just talking. You just pointed out Devante Williams and how good he was. I love Devante Williams coming out of college, and I think the community now is all in agreement. He's at very least a second round startup draft pick in a dynasty league. And you brought up his catches, 43 catches as a rookie, even splitting time with Melvin Gordon. I love to see that. So he's going to be a good pass catcher. But when it comes down to it, maybe Jonathan Taylor gets drafted ahead of everyone here, maybe. But I think you could make an argument for Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And then I think you're always going to see Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson go ahead of Devante Williams and DeAndre Swift when it comes down to it in a dynasty league. So it's the wide receivers. They're younger. And when you're building around a position in a dynasty league, you got to look at longevity of the position, and running backs just do not have that longevity. Yes, you need running backs to win a dynasty league. Don't get me wrong, but to build around, it's the wide receivers. So I'm going to go with the under as well.
Going with the under, double
under.
Myself.
I went
you reverse split the room, Simon. Well done.
You didn't split the room at all.
You reverse split the room.
I united the room.
I'm
just about bringing people together.
Yeah. We got some good guesses here in the chat. Joey guessing 28%. Yeah. Mark, what up, Mark? 31%. Kaysen, 42%. Alex, 35%. Sean, 37%. Albert, 41%. Dame with 33%. Really good guesses. J Wall, mediocre guess there, 35%.
Hey, I think it's
trailing Simon's copycat. Come here now with 27%. Jay with 39%. Mr. Scampers, 11%. Kaysen, 8%. Well,
Kaysen throwing two guesses in there. Was that 42, right?
I probably would have went with 27% again on this one myself.
All right. Well, Simon, you guessed 35% of people chose the Jonathan Taylor side of this poll as the players they prefer to build a dynasty team around. Both Felix and Josh guessed the under on that guess, 35%. And the actual percent people who chose side A of this poll was 28%.
We're all happy. We're all kind of happy.
Everybody's going to get points. Simon, you were 7 percentage points away. That's going to give you 3 additional points.
I mean, Dynasty League players are some of the smartest consumers in any market. I mean, you really can't pull the wool over Dynasty League. And so they know, they know that you got to build around those wide receivers, especially when you get 3 of them. I mean, they might all 3 be wide receiver 1. So,
oh, man.
Wait, honestly, if 27?
28.
28.
Right?
Oh, okay.
If you take CeeDee Lamb out of this, I think I'm still taking the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson side. That's where I imagine it would be way closer, maybe even leaning on the Jonathan Taylor side. But if you take CeeDee Lamb out, it's Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson for those 3 backs. I think I'm still taking side B.
That's a question.
That's a poll for you. That's a poll for you. Somebody should post that.
Because I think the running backs are going to get the majority of votes in that one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it completely changes what side. It might just flip where the answers are, like 28% on the other side, but we'd have to see. Joey got it exactly right. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, that is exactly what you're saying.
Nice job, Joey.
Must have saw this poll.
All right. If we get one more exactly right, I'll force myself to take a shot at this Maker's Mark.
Force myself.
I don't want to do it, guys. It's a punishment, So you have to watch me suffer if someone else wants to get it right.
All right, Felix.
It's on me.
To you. You got points that round. Simon, you got some points. You got 2 additional points, both you and Simon, and then Josh, you got 3 additional points Simon, you got 3 additional points for correctly guessing within 7% or 10%.
There we go. And Mr. Scampers, I thought this was funny. He said, correction, Felix, 72% of Dynasty pollsters are smart, not the 28% that took the running back.
That's true. That's true.
And I could see something.
Those are bots
for the running backs, but J-Wall specifically. No, I'm joking. I know J-Wall loves his running backs, but I don't even know if he's going to go that far.
He loves DeAndre Swift.
He does. All right, Felix.
Just taking running backs early and even.
All right, hit me. I'm ready.
All right, here is your poll, my friend. Superflex Dynasty. Which would you rather have? A 2022 first round 9th pick, rookie draft pick, or Zach Wilson? What percentage of the people chose the 2022 first round 9th pick in this poll?
Well, I tell you what, I don't think that you're going to get a starter at quarterback with that 109 in 2022. So I definitely think that people are going to favor Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson was one of my favorites coming out last year. I was staying up watching those BYU games, and he had a tremendous season during the pandemic when BYU had to change its. BYU is an independent, so when everyone canceled their season, BYU had to change its season. Change its schedule around that season, and so just really liked what I saw from him. And the interesting thing about Zach Wilson, I know he had a bad season last year, but he has been good for a long time. He unseated. Think about BYU; these kids, they have missions, and so they leave high school, they go away for 2 years, and they're coming back as freshmen at 22 years old at BYU, and he unseated, I believe, a 25-year-old incumbent in Tanner Mangum as an 18-year-old freshman. He himself was an 18-year-old freshman, only had offers to Boise State, decided to go to BYU. Anyway, all that being, and ended that freshman season with an 18 for 18 and 4 touchdown performance against Western Michigan University. I'm gonna go with.
Remember that the 18 for 18.
Remind me, Jay, if you're paying attention, do not invite Felix for fantasy football Jeopardy. He will demolish him.
Yeah, please, no college questions or anything.
You have to understand.
I'm making a college football category.
I've been telling these stories, for since we started the website and even before that. So that's how I remember. All right, what percentage am I going to go with? I want to be good like you guys and go with a line that's really going to create some division. So I think the answer is Zach Wilson. So am I supposed to pick Zach Wilson in a number?
No, you pick
side A.
Side A. Okay, so the 109. I'm gonna go with 41% on side A.
41%. Final answer.
No, that's not my final answer. I'm gonna go with And thank you for giving that. I'm going to go with 34% on side A.
34%.
Damn it.
Oh, that made it tougher on me, Felix.
I think maybe he saw the relief in our face when he guessed 41. Like I was like
41. Okay, I'm probably going to go under on that. I wasn't sure even then. I'm still even at 41%. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think any of us are 100% sure. But when it comes down to it, Zach Wilson, the number 2 quarterback drafted in last year's draft, I think in rookie dynasty drafts, he was drafted. I know he was drafted before the 109, and this is a weaker class here. I know Zach Wilson wasn't necessarily the most impressive person over the course of this previous NFL season, but he showed flashes, right? It should be Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson should get the majority of votes here. What was it? 34%? That's
34%. That's my number. Yeah.
I probably would have gone with like 36% myself because I like working divisibles of 9. Does that mean I should take the over? I'll take the over. Sure.
Taking the over. Simon. You think the actual percentage is over or under 34% as the people who chose side A in this poll?
Man, people are down on Zach Wilson, but I think even further down on the 2022 draft class. I'll take the under. You're going to split us. I'll go under.
Split us.
That means it was a good line.
That means it was a good line.
Good line. No reverse split the room. You got the double reverse split the room.
And Mark
maybe change my answer, switching it from 41 to 34, you know? So.
Mark reading my mind, put that in there. Maybe I saw it subconsciously. So this is tough since people hate the 22 class. And there are a lot of people who don't believe in Zach Wilson. Yeah, definitely been some good polls so far, JL. Every one of them's made me think.
Made you use that old noggin.
Yeah. There are some good things about Zach Wilson's potential progress. At BYU under offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes, who's now at Baylor, they ran a wide zone play action scheme. Well, the Jets are running what the San Francisco 49ers run. They took their, I think, quarterbacks coach under Kyle Shanahan. And so that's what they're running. The Jets also took Zach Wilson's private quarterback trainer and hired him in the middle of the season last year. And so, I mean, he is a first-year quarterback. I mean, he was better, much better at the end, towards the end of the season after Benjamin Solak wrote that article that appeared. What, it was it an ESPN or the Ringer that kind of criticized Wilson and his reading of coverages. He's an athletic kid. He's got a gun. He can move. There are reasons to think that Zach Wilson has better days ahead of him.
He's young. He's 22 years old. Like he's a baby in the NFL. He's young even for a rookie.
And I think everyone's got to realize that he was not necessarily on a good team either. So he didn't have much.
Not necessarily on it. I think you can just say not on a good team. There's no need for the necessarily.
I don't want to hurt all the Jets fans.
They know. They know better than anybody else that team is bad.
Get him Garrett Wilson. Get him Treylon Burks. Get him somebody who can get open. Get him Jamison Williams. Somebody who can take the top off the defense. He'll be fine.
They got Elijah Moore, who I really like, but he's more of a slot receiver. So
yes, they need an outside guy. They need an outside guy. Yes. Mm-hmm. I love Elijah Moore too. People are trying to take Elijah Moore off of my rosters. I'm like, no thanks. Terry McLaurin, no thanks.
You got to pay up.
There we go.
You touched both of our hearts a little bit. I love Elijah. He's a big Terry McLaurin fan.
Yeah, I get made fun of for my Terry McLaurin dynasty ranking semi-regularly.
A little too high.
Mark asking, which side are we guessing the percentage on?
Always
this side A. Always A.
Okay, okay.
All right, we had some good guesses in the chat. Flash those up on screen. The actual let's just recap here. Felix, you guessed 34% of people chose the 2022 109 side of this poll. Simon and Josh Josh took the over while Simon took the under. Mm-hmm. That's all that sound right? 34% over, under. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose the 109 side of this poll was 22%. So your change, Felix, got you into the scoring round here. You're 12 percentage points away, which is going to give you 1 point here. Simon, you correctly guessed the under. You're going to get 2 points. Well,
I think guests should start with like 5 points or something.
Just a handicap.
This is not a bad idea. We're playing this game all the time.
It looks rough, but it is 1 question away from turning in your favor.
Okay.
You can get 5 points on a question. You're good to go.
All right.
Also, J-Wall, get a new joke, man. You've said this one about 100 times. I'm going to need a new talking point about McLaurin from you. And until you do that, we can't make a video arguing because you'll run out of things to say after 10 seconds once you use that line. So once you come up with a couple more lines about McLaurin, let me know and we can record a video.
I'm definitely somewhere in between both J-Wall and this debate. So I would love to be the judge, maybe. How about that? Huh? I know Simon's too high. I'm not exactly sure where J-Wall is. And I say I know Simon's too high. That's still my opinion.
Yeah. I think a lot of I've got him at wide receiver 6 in Dynasty, Terry McLaurin.
Too
so
high.
It's a bit high, but I believe in the talent and just wait till he gets.
I would like to know where J-Wall has him. So let's see how low that is. But I digress.
All right, guys. This is anybody's game. You want us to get into the next one here?
Let's do it.
Round two of polls. Round 2 of polls. That means, Josh, we're coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Here is your poll, my friend. Who would you rather roster in Dynasty? Amon-Ra St. Brown or Brandon Ayuk? What percentage of the public chose Amon-Ra St. Brown in this poll?
Oh, God.
So look. When it comes down to it, I think in the majority of Dynasty rankings, I think Brandon Ayuk is going to be, I think they're going to be pretty close, but I think Brandon Ayuk is going to be a little bit higher. However, we got to realize Amon-Ra St. Brown broke out at the end of the season. He caught a lot of people's eye. Now a lot of people are buying in. They think he's the guy for Detroit, and I'm not saying they're wrong. Brandon Ayuk has a lot more competition. Amon-Ra St. Brown has like no competition, but Brandon Ayuk probably is in a better situation. I'm having trouble with this one. I'm finding myself like right around 50-50. I don't know. I think the perception of Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to send him above Brandon Ayuk here. I'm not saying I would necessarily draft him higher than Brandon Ayuk, but I'm going to go with the Amon-Ra St. Brown side here. So it's 54, 63%. Neither one of those feel great, honestly. Let's go with 54.
54.
Yeah, 54% Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah.
All right, 54% locked in. Simon, is the actual percentage over or under 54%?
I was curious where I had these guys ranked, so I pulled up my rankings, and they're super close. I've got Amon-Ra slightly ahead, wide receiver 31 in Dynasty, and Brandon Ayuk 3 spots below at wide receiver 34. But that's a tier right there. They're in the same tier, guys. Darnell Mooney's down there as well. I view these guys similarly going into next season for Dynasty startups. Josh, I think that was a good guess, but I think maybe the end of season breakout we saw from Amon-Ra is going to push him a little bit higher. Just the hype is going to get him higher in this poll than maybe he should be. Because I agree with you. It should be around 50-50. But I'll take the over on your guess of 54% and say that hype is going to push him a little bit higher up.
All right. Yep. Simon taking the over on Josh's guess. 54%. Felix, you think the actual percentage is over or under 54%?
Yes. See, I think that people feel like Amon-Ra might be a little bit of Philip Lindsay, and they still may lean towards the draft capital of Brandon Ayuk.
100% fair.
And so I'm definitely taking the under here. I'm taking the under on 54%. I myself would still probably. I mean, Detroit's going to draft wide receivers, and TJ Hawkinson was out this year. DeAndre Swift missed some time. That wide receiver core is going to get a potential alpha at some point, and I don't know. I am taking the under on 54%.
Taking the under. Got you locked in. Simon taking the over. Josh guessed 54%. We got some guesses here.
I split them.
You split the room. Well done. Sully, 59%. Jay, 73%. Jay Wall, 35%. Kaysen, 37%.
Wow,
Dame,
guesses all over the place.
All over the place here. 55% from Albert.
That's a good
question.
Yeah,
Mark, 54. And then Alex also around that range, 55. Mr. Scampers is 77%. And then Joey was 67. And Kev with 52. All good guesses. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Amon-Ra St. Brown in this poll was 41%.
No!
41%. So, Josh, you were 13 percentage points away. Hey. You're going to get a point here. Felix, you correctly guessed the over-under. You're going to get 2 points here. Simon.
Felix.
Yeah, we still that draft capital. We still want that draft capital, especially this early in their careers. People are still not, we're not ready to be out on Brandon Ayuk yet.
My dynasty rankings have Brandon Ayuk ranked higher. So I'm with you on that, but I just thought the end of the year was going to send people the other way. And honestly, I've compared these two guys quite often before, where Brandon Ayuk, his rookie year, he wasn't really doing a ton until Deebo Samuel was out of the lineup, George Kittle was out of the lineup, and that's where he really made a living. And he had some outstanding games, made his draft capital go through the roof for the next season. And he was pretty disappointing this past season. Right?
Brandon Ayuk has some, speed to take to run vertical routes too. Yeah. And with Trey Lance there, I think that's going to be. They're going to be throwing the ball downfield more. And you got to think Trey Lance being able to scramble and defensive backs having to guard for longer. That's probably going to benefit somebody like Brandon Ayuk who has a little more deep speed than a Deebo Samuel. So yeah, give me Brandon Ayuk.
So that brings up a good question from Sully here. Is Amon-Ra St. Brown a sell? It kind of sounds like he is in your mind, Felix, right?
Sure as hell not.
I think that any of these players, so to me, like James Robinson is a sell, what was a sell, but even before he got injured, players like Phillips Lindsay, these players who kind of flash immediately. When you get a player like that on your dynasty team, I think I personally want to lock in the equity. So if I can trade Amon-Ra St. Brown, not for a 2022 first round pick, for a 2023 first round pick, I'm absolutely going to do that because it's just too risky. I mean, how often do we see the remember oh man, what was the
there's so many
the guy for the Travis Fulgham.
Oh my God, Fulgham.
I traded Travis Fulgham at the height of Travis Fulgham for a 2023 first round pick. Where is Travis Fulgham now? I just think that the safe play in Dynasty is to get rid of players like that. And I'm a Detroit Lions fan too. That is a
brutal trade in hindsight.
That poor guy. Man.
He's just got nothing.
He's got Travis Fulgham on his roster.
That wasn't even last season. That was the season before last too.
I don't think Travis Fulgham's on a roster currently.
Yeah, that's
he might be on a practice squad.
Also, Mark said wide receiver 31 and 34. I'm going to need to see Simon's rankings. I think part of the reason why I could explain they're lower than maybe you expect is my rankings they're a little bit lower maybe than you could expect though. My rankings are a little bit more age agnostic though in Dynasty. I tend to play not with not as much of an emphasis on age, especially at the wide receiver and
is Tyler Lockett above both of them?
Let me pull up my rankings.
I would have Lockett above both.
Like that's what I like.
Lockett is above both of them right now.
Okay,
right around them.
Michael Thomas.
Wide receiver is so deep. Wide receiver is so deep, and it's about to get deeper with this class. I don't like the 2022 class, but there are a lot of wide receivers in this class that have
Michael Thomas. I actually have right below.
Okay,
I'm just like the uncertainty there. Made me push him down a little bit lower. But the guys around them: Mike Williams, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Adam Thielen, Juju Smith-Schuster, Cortland Sutton. Like that's the kind of tier of guys that I've got those players around, and I think that's fair for all of those guys. They're either way older than them, but with some serious upside for the coming seasons, immediate seasons, or some of these other young guys that need to prove it with some uncertainty, like Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Let me just say something real fast in regard to that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think in the community, everyone is saying he's a sell. So when that happens, it typically is kind of tough to sell that player. So like, I don't want to sell Amon-Ra St. Brown for nothing. If you can get the value that he deserves, aka like a borderline top 25 wide receiver value, then yeah, I'm about selling him. But if it's lower than that, then I'd probably just hold. So in my mind, he probably is a hold.
That might make him a buy if you're in a 12-team league and you can trade a second-round draft pick. If you can trade a 2022 second, the 201 for Amon-Ra St. Brown, why? I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. Either end of the market there, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Joey came in saying that same thing. Apparently, he's a buy based on the results of this poll.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready to get to the next poll?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Simon, this is yours.
Is it going to be another one that toys with some of my fantasy football heartstrings?
Perhaps. Superflex Dynasty PPR. Which side would you prefer to roster? Trey Lance or Deontay Johnson plus a 2022 first round rookie draft pick plus Darrell Henderson? What percentage of the public chose Trey Lance in this poll?
And it just says a 2022 first. It doesn't give any context on where in the first it is, even though we definitely know at this point where we're drafting, whoever posted this poll, give all the information. I have to imagine if Trey Lance was in this draft in a Superflex league, he'd be the 101, right? Like he'd immediately the 101. Yeah, like without a question. Maybe one of those backs, but he's a he's a quarterback, a hyped up quarterback going to a decent situation. So, man, Deontay Johnson, though, I know there's some uncertainty with the quarterback situation there, and people still like to push the drop narrative with Deontay Johnson, even though I think that's way blown out of proportion and it's something fixable. 22 first, man, I don't know. I actually think this is going to be on the Trey Lance side, even with the package on the other side. So I'm going to go a nice 69% on the Trey Lance side.
69%.
Yes.
Locked in?
Locked in.
Sure.
69%. Yep. All right, Felix, you think the actual percentage is over or under Simon's guess of 69%?
You guys are really good because I put the line at 60 and I was going to take the over at 60. At 69, I'm still going to take the over at 69. I mean, Deontay Johnson is going to be catching passes from Mason Rudolph next year or Dwayne Haskins. I'm good. Like, give me the upside of Trey Lance, who is a rushing quarterback. I mean, he ran for 1,000 yards as a redshirt freshman at North Dakota State. So I'm going to take, and he has some of that Cam Newton in him too to be used at the goal line. I mean, Trey Lance could be a guy that has 10 touchdowns rushing next year. So I'm going to go over. I think it's clearly Trey Lance that I'm taking.
All right, Felix taking the over. Josh, over or under Simon's guess, 69%.
I was kind of upset with the 69% guess. From everything he was saying, or not everything he was saying. I for some reason I thought he was going to go lower. Trey Lance should win this poll, and I'm going to take the over as well. Let's be honest, Darrell Henderson doesn't move the needle much in this trade when it comes down to it. So
I didn't even say his name whenever I was breaking it down. Maybe that was rude. Sorry,
to be honest, the 2022 first doesn't move the needle for me either, because there's not a quarterback that can compete with Trey Lance. There's not a J.K. Dobbins. There's not a Jonathan Taylor. There's not one of these elite running backs in this class. And so, if you put in Garrett Wilson or Treylon Burks, I think I would still rather have Trey Lance. I
think people are going to see this, though, however, and maybe more of the common fan, let's say, and be like, well, Deontay Johnson, he was amazing last year. Trey Lance didn't do anything. Plus, you're getting all this other stuff. So I think that side's going to get some votes, right? I'm still going to take the over, but I think it was a really good guess, Simon.
Double overs is Simon's guess, 69%. We get some good guesses here in the chat. Kason 26, J Wall 47, Mark 69, Joey 61.
26 wasn't a good guess.
No one's going, not many are going over 69.
62, 39% from Alex, our trade expert. Jay with 64%, Albert 59%, Craig 70%, and Mr. Scamps with 81%. That's such a cat guess.
That is such a cat guess.
It's a good guess.
All right. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Trey Lance in this poll,
give it to me exactly on
roster and dynasty, is 69% minus 10%.
No, why would you do that? What is wrong with you?
That was fantastic.
Did he just get muted by Tony Reale?
He just rage quit the game.
Tony
it was 59%.
He was
10%. He was 10% off.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, Simon. That was not exactly correct, but you still get 3 points, and you kept 59? Points.
I hate
59%. Yeah. Simon, come out here,
guys.
Come on, Simon.
Give me Trey Lance.
No.
Guys,
that was so mean and completely uncalled for.
That was pretty
good. I thought it was fantastic.
I got it.
I thought it was too.
Oh wait, I forgot what this meant.
Jay said, "Damn, JL, that was dirt." No one got it. Did someone get it exactly right?
Yeah.
No one got it right. Albert got it right.
Albert did. Man, they're loving that you did dirty on that one, JL, but I am not a fan of that. While Josh is getting that, Brady, we had a question for you, Felix, from Brady. Thoughts on DJU and Devi? So Brady's a fellow Tigers fan like us, and we were rather disappointed with what we saw from DJ this year. After all the hype, he season to be like a preseason Heisman candidate that people were talking about. Then he came out there and looked like he just didn't develop. He slowed down. Something wasn't working. How do you feel about DJ? Was this a development problem, or is there any hope?
No. Let me take this second just to plug the Campus to Canton YouTube page. If you just look up what happened to DJ Uyunglele, you can see a video that I posted there to kind of break down the difference between his 2020 season and his 2021 season. Obviously, that 2020 season where he played against Boston College and Notre Dame, coming in for Trevor Lawrence, he really looked good. No, he is not a buy low. He has the physical. So say all of that. He has all the physical tools, but one of Clemson's problems, guys, at least in my opinion, is that you guys recruit the same types of wide receivers. They're all 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds, and they're contested catch guys. You don't have a Hunter Renfrow right there, unless my dark horse. I love me some Will Taylor. That's a super deep pull. Will Taylor, who a former quarterback, I think, who was returning some punts for Clemson last year and then got injured. But he is a shifty guy. But the guys that they normally recruit kind of fit all the same. I mean, just think about Justin Ross. They're all Justin Ross clones. They're all Justin Ross clones. So that's one point. I think that their offense is a little congested. And then the other thing is that there is a 5-star freshman quarterback that's coming in behind DJ Uyunglele and Cade Klubnik. Very good player. And we've seen I want to say Dabo Sweeney. We've seen Dabo Sweeney pull a player before. Just think about when Trevor Lawrence and Kelly Bryant were there. You get 2 games into the season and they pull Kelly Bryant after. Did Kelly Bryant win a national championship or forgot very?
He played. He played in
one. Very, very good player. That offense was not good last year with DJ Uyunglele.
It was awful.
It was absolutely awful. You go to campuscan.com and you look at the tools and you look at the QBR metrics. Jarek Backus, fantastic data analyst, has created all of our tools, and there is a regression line for QBR, and you can see based on there's a graph. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this, but the regression line basically represents how collegiate players have performed on average who went on to become top 12 quarterbacks. Okay, so that's what the line represents. And DJ Uyunglele's second year dot is like down here. Eesh. So it's just we just had this conversation recently, at the website. It's signs are pointing to him not being able to bounce back for all of the reasons that I've explained, and also because Cade Klubnik is behind him. And I think Cade Klubnik is there in the spring, and so his spot might get taken. He has all the physical tools, but I don't know that he's going to make a comeback.
I think if this was Dabo 5 years ago, I would completely disagree with you, but he showed his willingness to learn. He did not do that with Deshaun Watson and Cole Stout. He would plug Deshaun in for a series here, a series there, and the offense was always electric, but then he went back to the veteran. But like you said, Kelly Bryant got pulled for the superstar Trevor Lawrence. I think he learned his lesson. He sees you got to put the best player out there. It's not just about earning your stripes and getting out there on the field. Sometimes the rookie's just better. The freshman's just better, but we'll see.
All right, guys. I love this Clemson talk, but we got a game to finish.
we got to do a whole Clemson.
We got a game to finish. Felix, we're on to you. Are you ready for your poll?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, Felix. Who is more likely to be a top 5 dynasty running back after 2022? Elijah Mitchell or Alvin Kamara? What percentage of the public chose Elijah Mitchell in this poll?
Ooh, polls today.
I'm just trying to plug in some college football talk here. Just a very brief. Elijah Mitchell played for Billy Napier at Louisiana Lafayette. That was a team. I talked about how good of a rushing team that the Baltimore Ravens were. Well, Billy Napier has been the equivalent at the college level. Multiple backs. He produced Elijah Mitchell, Trey Regis, who was a Raiders free agent draft pick, and then Raymond Calley, who was an undrafted free agent for the Los Angeles Rams. He's now at Florida, and so Florida's going to be running kind of this offense where they've run for over 3,000 yards a couple of years. Well, at least at Louisiana they did. The answer here, everybody's going to take Alvin Kamara, and so I'm going to put this at I'm going to put this at 35% for Elijah Mitchell, 35%.
35%. Final answer, Felix.
FYF Crew.
Is that your final answer, Felix?
Yes. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yes.
All right. 35%. Joshua, is the actual percentage over or under Felix's guess of 35%?
Like, here's the thing. Like, how does Alvin Kamara become a top 5 dynasty running back after this next season? He's not a top 25 dynasty running back right now. He's 26 years old. Well, right now, because of all the off the field issues, he's probably buried in the running back rankings. I mean, he's going to be another year older. How can we possibly see a 27-year-old running back be a top 5 dynasty running back next year? I mean, could he have a top 5 season this upcoming year? He absolutely could have a top 5 season, but that doesn't mean he's going to be drafted as a top 5 dynasty running back. There's just no way. So what'd you say? You said 34, 35%?
35. I gave 35%. It's an impossible.
I'll take the under. No, oh my Lord.
What's it going to be, Josh?
I'll take the under just because people are going to click on Alvin Kamara's name, I guess, here. But like, I just can't. Right. I think it's actually Elijah Mitchell's that real answer here. He's more likely to be a top 5 dynasty running back.
All right, Josh taking the under here. Simon, under or over? 35%.
You took the under, Josh?
Yeah.
This was a very good line. I think I'm going to take the over. I think just ever so slightly it'll be on the over. Maybe enough people thinking the way you're thinking, Josh, but that's a good line. That's a good line, Felix.
We haven't had like any really close polls, and so I feel like they're all polarizing answers on the extreme. That's why 35 felt safe, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we will see. We had some good guesses here in the chat. We got Brady with 11%. I believe this is the earliest one we got here. Scamps with 14%. Dame with 19. Albert 21. Jay with 22. Alex 27. Matt in here. What up, Matt? With 46%. Sully with 49%. And Jay Wall pre-copying Scott Fish with 24%.
Scott, you missed it at the beginning of the show. I know you just said that you just got back, but like the first poll, it was 22%. And I was like, where's Scott's 24?
Yeah, go back and watch for that. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Elijah Mitchell in this poll was 46%. 46%. Right. So decent amount. Felix, you were 11 percentage points away, which is going to give you 1 point here. Simon, you correctly guessed the over here. So you're going to get 2 points.
Okay. Felix, you still got a shot. You got to get this last one exactly right, but then you win.
I maintain new rule. Guest gets a 5-point head start.
Felix, we would never win again.
Yeah, we would. We would. Sometimes we don't even score 5 points individually. So.
All right, scores updated. All right, we're going to get quickly here into our last poll. This round is going to be a little different. This is your first time watching or playing. Each contestant is going to give a percentage guess on this next poll. Each of them is going to write down their percentage guess. I'm going to ask to reveal. When I call on you to reveal, show me your answer. Until then, keep it a secret. And in the chat, of course, guess along. The closest contestant to the guess, to the actual percentage, whoever guesses closest, is going to get 5 points. If you get it exactly right, you're going to get 10 points. If 2 contestants have the same guess, they're both just going to share the reward or lack thereof. You guys ready?
I was born ready.
You got a sheet of paper or pencil paper, Felix, or phone to write something down on?
Knees weak, arms are sweaty. I'm ready.
All right. All right. So here's your poll. Who would you rather roster in Dynasty? Deebo Samuel, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, or DK Metcalf? What percentage of the public chose Deebo Samuel in this poll? Contestants, write down your answers and wait to reveal them.
Okay.
This is a good poll, Jail. You found some really good ones today.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Got a couple guesses in the chat trickling in. All right, contestants, you got your answers?
I got my answer.
I got mine. Yeah.
Got yours? All right. All right, Felix, I'm going to ask you to reveal yours first.
All right. I picked 36%. 30. Can you see that? 36%.
Yep, 36%.
I feel like that might be low, though. I don't.
Okay. So, 36%. Next up is Josh. Josh, what is your guess? 18%.
Oh, you stinker.
Okay.
Did you also put 18?
I almost did, but then I changed it under the guys that you might put 18% because of the 9s. So I changed it to 17%, but was hoping
17%.
I'll take that wide range for both Felix and I that we can kind of work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already proved that I'm terrible at this game. So.
You have not proven anything, Felix. I think you've done quite the opposite in my
Felix, we've had games where we finished with 2 and or 4 points, respectively.
Okay. All right.
Okay, just doing a little math here. All right. We got some guesses here in the chat. 24%. We got Sully in here, 18%. Jay with 27%. Alex, 26%. Dame, 33%. Jay Wall, 16%. Scott Fish, 24%. Matt with 19%. Mr. Scampers, 29%. And Albert, finally, with 20%. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Deebo Samuel in this poll was 36%.
What? No, 36%.
No,
Felix,
it was you
not.
Nailed it. That's going to give you 10 points and the victory, my friend.
These books are cooked. Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. It's 36%.
You guys are trying to be nice.
Here was the breakdown.
No, Felix, if you watch the show, we beat our guests into submission all the time. We've got no qualms taking a big W over someone.
It was like 5-4, and I just came back, right across the half court line, threw one up. Swish. Shoot from deep.
God, the game-ending buzzer beater, and I'm on the other end.
Deep. Recency bias. I feel like people are down on CeeDee Lamb, and DK didn't have the season that he did the year prior. I didn't think it was T. Higgins, so I thought it would be heavy in favor of it's four answers. So awesome.
What?
That was awesome.
Done.
Man.
With the victory.
Can you quickly give me the breakdown of all 4 if you have it available?
So Deebo, hold on, let me hide this current comment because I got to see the order I put it in.
You don't have
Deebo, 36%. CeeDee Lamb had 31%.
Whoa.
Wow.
T. Higgins had 17%. And DK had 16%.
So that's why I went wrong.
Higgins
I automatically
DK too.
I assumed a solid 50% of the vote to CeeDee Lamb. Like I just assumed CeeDee Lamb is going to get at least 50%. And then I was divvying up the rest over there. And Deebo's not even my number 2 on this list, but I just assumed that he would be the number 2. But number 1 overall, damn nice pull, Felix. And for the W, that goes down as one of the best finishes in poll perception history.
That was nice.
I do believe awesome. You. I just saw.
I would have thought if I would have lost, I would have thought about this for the next year, and I would have never talked to you guys again. So, I'm glad I won.
Wow, what a game! What a game!
We'll have to have you back on, and I'll compete at that time so that you can see what losing feels like.
Absolutely.
And we got Brady in here with a great reminder for everybody.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
I see now.
I get it now. Okay, makes sense.
Brady, for a great reminder with everybody in here, make sure you go follow Felix right now. If he hasn't earned your follow doing this show, I don't know what would. This man has all of the college knowledge. Wow. One of the most knowledgeable guests we've ever had on here. Felix, thank you so much for taking the time to come on with us, playing this game. And even though you stole the win right from underneath me, it was a great time hanging with you.
It's a beautiful win. It's a beautiful win.
You guys got an awesome show, and I'm not just saying that. This was a lot of fun. You got a lot of engagement from your guests. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Guys, that is going to be it for us this afternoon. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun. So make sure to tune in then. Until then, though, we are out of here. Adios, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Congrats on the W, Felix, and congrats on a year at Campus to Canton. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Trading makes fantasy fun. Let's go.